new customer acquisition or customer base growth. So great job. All right, well, let's now segue to the next case study. This is a fun one, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to see some exceptional work done by Mark and his team on this program. So let's go ahead and dive in. Mark?
Thank you very much. Yeah. So for the next campaign we're going to talk about is Mini. The BMW Group South Africa contacted Innovia at around 2009, and it was actually BMW's head of CRM who heard about Innovia through the Direct Marketing Association and the success that we were having with clients such as F&B. So she contacted us, and we met with BMW, and after a few presentations, we were appointed as BMW South Africa's specialist CRM agency. And we first ran CRM campaigns in the Look is Clicking environment for BMW, which included an acquisition campaign for the BMW X1. And there's the creative there that you can see. And what was interesting about this campaign is that we pre-qualified all the customers that we targeted. We first found out what their lifestyle preferences were, where their favorite travel destinations were, what they looked for in a car or in a 4x4 or an SUV, what they looked for in that vehicle. And then if their favorite vehicle was a 4x4 or an SUV, then we targeted them for the campaign. But if they indicated that they preferred a sedan or a sports vehicle, we put them into another pool, updated to target them for other BMW models and vehicles. So only those that indicated an interest in 4x4s and SUVs were targeted for this particular campaign. And I've got to say there's probably about 7 pages to each personalized URL or each microsite. But behind those pages, there was multiple variations to cater for different instances of their lifestyle preferences, of their favorite travel destinations, and also what they look for in the vehicle. And then the last page, which you see at the bottom there, they were able to book test drives directly with a BMW dealer. So that was a highly successful campaign. And as a result, if you go to the next, as a result, if you go to the next slide, they then asked us to put forward concepts for the Mini repurchase process. And this was between 2010 and 2011. Essentially, it was to target about 1,000 or so customers every month on the second anniversary of the customer's original purchase date of their Mini. These customers had had the Mini for 2 years. They were coming up for repurchase, and they wanted the campaign to run for an initial two-year period from September 2010. So they asked us to put some concepts together, and if you go to the next slide, the objectives were quite key. They obviously wanted to increase sales of the various Mini vehicles, including the Mini Cooper, a Mini Convertible, and a Mini Countryman. And in addition to which, they wanted to link customers to the correct Mini and enable direct contact with Mini dealerships for test drives. That was very important from the campaign, and that had to be done directly from the campaign. Simultaneously, they also wanted to clean and validate customer data and enrich the data with additional lifestyle information for future campaigns, as well as improve overall loyalty and customer retention by keeping customers in the Mini, because they were just coming off of their repurchase. They wanted to make sure that they remained loyal and that they stayed a Mini customer. So if we go to the next slide, we found that as we went along with this, that there was various opportunities and challenges that came as a result of this. The opportunities were that we could then target customers just as they were up for repurchase, so that gave us quite a targeted loyal base to speak to. We could then keep them loyal to Mini and stay within the brand, as well as to get them to book test drives directly with the dealers, and in addition provide details on their hobbies, interests, and other lifestyle data. But the challenges that we found was how do we get customers to interact with the campaign? And I don't want to generalize here, but a lot of Mini customers we found had very short attention spans. So we had to make sure that whatever we did was quite interactive and that it kept them engaged. And in addition to which, we wanted to get their additional lifestyle data. And how do we do that in a way that wasn't intrusive and in a way that they would offer update information freely? We also wanted to confirm that they're currently in the original Mini that they had purchased 2 years back. We wanted to make sure that they were currently still driving that Mini, as well as to get them to indicate interest in the new Mini. So how do we do that? Well, we decided we went to the drawing board. We threw some ideas around, and we decided, well, the best way to do it would be gamification. So we came up with a game called Miniopoly, and essentially what happened is customers received an email, and it basically encouraged them to play the Miniopoly game by clicking through. And if they clicked through and they played the game, we gave them an incentive to receive 2 movie tickets if they completed the process. So that's how we got them to interact. And then when they click through to the actual personalized URL, which was hosted on MindFire's look is clicking environment, we go to the next slide. The first thing that we enabled them to do was to choose their preferred mini avatar. And the mini avatars were basically the various mini models, from the Countryman to the Convertible to the Cooper and so on. But what this did is it immediately told us which mini they preferred. So whichever avatar they took up, we knew that was the vehicle or the model that they preferred. And then whilst we did that, we asked them to update and confirm their contact details before proceeding. So we were actually, again, just getting them to clean their data. And then they would roll the dice on the side. So they would click Let's Play, the dice would roll, and then the mini that they'd chosen and the model that they'd chosen would move along with the Miniopoly board in real time, and it would do various things. It would make noises, it would screech along. There was various interactive parts of the game, and it would arrive at different parts of the border. I remember a shark would also jump out and try to catch the car, and it kept them engaged and kept them interacting with the game. But then while they were doing that, in order for them to move from one part of the game to the next part of the game, they had to first complete the survey at the bottom. So the first page, we asked them all about their lifestyle information, and they freely gave that up in order for them to move to the next page. And then when they rolled the dice, if you go to the next page, here now we asked them, we had a picture of the current menu or the menu that we knew that they were driving, and we asked them whether they were still in that vehicle. We even included details on the year that they purchased, the engine number, the registration, the color of the car. But then we also wanted to make sure that we catered for instances where the customer may have taken up another vehicle or may have moved into another vehicle. And so then we asked them to provide that information as well. We can move to the next page. While this is all happening, the car's still moving along the board at the top, keeping them engaged, keeping them entertained. And over here now, what we did is we gave them the opportunity to book a test drive for a new Mini and their preferred Mini directly with the dealer. So as they were filling in these details, and then they clicked Submit, the information was and the data was fed in real time through to BMW's SAP CRM system, and this is linked up to to MindFire's LWC platform. But it was also linked up to BMW's and Mini's dealer network, their Focus Pro dealer network. So the dealers were picking this up in real time, and they were able to book the test drives in real time as a result, without having to have another instance where they had to call the customer.
Awesome job.
And then the thank you page told them that they would receive their 2 free movie tickets, and it also enabled them to download a print version of the Miniopoly game that they could play with in their own time. But what we found was that by utilizing gamification, by utilizing an environment like this where they were entertained, not only did we get the information, but we were also able to book those test drives in real time. And then when they actually arrived for the test drive, the dealers had all that lifestyle information that we had captured from the campaign with them. We sent that to the dealers as well. So when the dealers were taking them out for their test drives, they were able to discuss their favorite lifestyle interests with them, talk to them about their hobbies, talk to them about their interests, and that obviously made the test drive also a more richer experience as a result. If we go to the next page, you'll see the actual full game. That's what the game looked like. So that is what they were able to download and to play with. And this is what was printed. So the results, on average, 50 to 73% of customers read the email over the period that we set it up. And this was over the 2-year period that the campaign ran. 30 to 47% of customers interacted with the campaign and completed the process, and 20 to 22% of customers requested contact from a dealer and booked a test drive. And on average, they sold between 3 to 7 minis per month via the repurchase program over that 2-year period. So obviously they were over the moon with this. It was a really good return on investment for them that they made.